Hi everyone, so we're just going to do a quick training video. It should not be that long. I just want to go over a few things with everyone. First major thing that I'm going to go over is the visitation policy, which has changed some. The bones are still there, still 2 individuals per time, up to 6 check-ins per day. The guest must still be with the host, no checkouts without the host being present. All that stuff is still the same. The only difference is kind of the time period. So for freshmen, check-in and policy is exactly the same. Sunday through Thursday from um, noon to midnight, and then Friday and Saturday from noon to 2 a.m. The exact same policy. Nothing has changed for them. For upperclassmen, they have gained extended hours, which is being called 24-hour visitation, but it's not how it sounds. So for the upperclassmen, the policy is still the same for those hours as well. The Monday through Friday, 12 to midnight, and then Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 2 kind of deal. Kind of the same thing. Only difference is the overnight policy. So overnight, residents are now allowed to have one Howard University student check in overnight. All right, these individuals have to check in before 12. And they have to present a Howard University ID. If they do not have a university ID, they can't stay over. So if they are a Howard student but give you a driver's license or a passport or anything like that, they cannot stay overnight. Again, it's only one person, so if the person had 2 people checked in earlier at midnight, one of those individuals have to leave. They can choose, but one person has to go. That is the general policy for visitation. The other part is that overnight, on the weekends, it's no limitations on checking in, checking out, whatever. They can check in 2 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever. Weekend is kind of free range, 2 people. Um, that's it. There may be a caveat for that it might change to the overnight, only one person checking on the weekend as well. But as of now, it's 2 individuals. I'll get further clarification and I'll convey that to you all as well. The visitation log is a little different this year. It's pretty much a roster with spaces to the right of the names. So the spaces to the right, there will be 6 sections for the 6 individuals that can check in per day. Those 6 individuals, they'll be color coded, so there'll be 6 different colors to denote that as well. In each color, you'll fully put in the person's information as we always have, and then you'll also be able to do the check-in, check-out. That's just so that we can also monitor how many people check in per day for that individual. Before, we kind of couldn't track that, but now with that change in the format, we'll be able to track that. Um, that's the visitation policy. It's pretty much the same. It's a little bit different. For North, you will have to be mindful of who has visitation. Well, not who has visitation. We'll all have to be mindful of that, which we provided rosters for that as well, just to denote who has visitation, who does not have visitation. But for North, you have to denote who is upperclassmen and underclassmen, so that you can provide them with the service they are due. So if they're upperclassmen, then they'll have the 24-hour visitation. If they're underclassmen, they'll have the standard visitation policy. Um, in the future, the IDs will be marked. So upperclassmen will have a special sticker denoting them as upperclassmen, so that you can look at their ID and realize what kind of visitation they'll have. And then underclassmen have a different sticker, or they may not have a sticker. But either way, you'll be able to know who is upperclassmen or underclassmen via um, their ID. Until then, we'll have to use the roster that is provided to us, which I believe it already denotes whether they're upperclassmen or lowerclassmen. For South, as everyone in the building has visitation, there is no delineation between whether you're classified as a freshman, sophomore, senior, transfer, whatever. If you live in South, you have visitation unless we are notified otherwise. All right, so that is visitation policy. I also want to speak on just a shift that we're going to have in management. So what we're going to do is just the responsibilities are going to shift just a little bit. So Tayana Boyd is the supervisor over both sites, over the College Hall site, but her responsibilities are going to shift a little bit. So for instance, she's not going to be responsible for scheduling anymore. So any like attendance or when I work issues, I'll be handling those fully. If anyone needs time off, I'll be handling those fully, just so just a little bit more streamlined, and there's no surprises. Um, she will still be over policy. So, for instance, like situational questions, like what should I do in this instance, or someone just called and asked this, someone is here trying to do this, what should I do? She'll still respond to those issues during her shift. So after her shift, so that means at 4 p.m. when she is no longer on duty, she doesn't have to be called. So after 4, you will call me. But I also want everyone to again utilize their assets. You're at the front desk, but you also have a partner at the other desk. So feel free to call them and ask them questions, comments, and voice your concerns. And then if your partner is not able to give you um, the answer that you need, ask one of the RAs who may know. We have some senior RAs around, senior RAs who work both concierge and for College Hall. So ask them what should be done, and then if all else fails, feel free to ask me. And if you need to, feel free to ask Miss Tiffany or Miss Beatty if they are available. Ask them a specific question about what you need done, and then you can also call me as well. Um, but again, that is if they are actually available, like they're in passing or something like that. But like, don't go and infringe upon their time if they are like in a meeting or something like that. All right. So that's just a slight change in policy. Like she'll still be delivering, like the write-ups, those like official write-ups will still come from me, but she will deliver them in some instances. She's also still able to verbally reprimand and make corrections in regards to policy and execution and all that kind of stuff. All right. One thing I do want to discuss is tardiness and attendance. So we just have to do better with being on time for our shifts. I'm working on another solution for tardiness as well, but as of now, one thing that we are going to do is 3 tardies before you get a write-up. Um, so your third one you will be written up. That's the policy we're going to enact. Now we've been kind of lenient on like talking to you, like, hey, can you not be on, like, not be late? Can you work on being on time? All that kind of stuff. But now it's kind of it's a little disrespectful to your teammates. So it's free to be showing up late. A lot of us have other responsibilities. A lot of the team are students. They have class. They can't be 30 minutes late to class, and that's just not fair to them. And it's also not fair for you to go on unreprimanded while you're behaving poorly professionally. So that's tardiness and attendance. Just please be on time. If you were given a shift, please work that shift. Again, no drops will be allowed in a 2-week period. Historically, we kind of go in and make the adjustments for you, but I'm going to make the effort to ensure that the schedule is out long enough that if there is any instances where you need to change, that it can be done and through the system and not through contacting myself or um, figuring out some other maneuver. We want to make sure we're following protocol and doing everything decently in order. So that's tardiness and attendance. And again, Ms. Boyd won't have access to correct that for you all, so you will have to contact me for any adjustments that need to be made. Again, no food at the front desk. I just found a disgusting, nasty bowl of somebody's leftover food stuffed in a drawer at the front desk. Completely unacceptable. From now on, that's not acceptable. We've been over this a million times that there's to be no food at the front desk. So there should be no food at the front desk. Even to the extent, if you eat something away from the desk, take the effort to throw it away in a different trash can and not the one sitting behind the desk. The trash can typically sits in the same area, the same place, so ants are attracted to it. And if that's continually where you put your leftover paper wrap or whatever, then you're still feeding them, even though you're not eating at the front desk. And we don't want a bug problem at the front desk. So please ensure that you're, one, not eating at the front desk, and two, any wrappers, papers, whatever is not being thrown out at the front desk. Ensure that it's being thrown away at a different location. Again, drinks are still allowed on the floor away from electronic devices. Dress code, Ms. Tiffany brought up that people are being extremely lax about the dress code. Again, the dress code for the daytime is business professional. So even if you are wearing a dress, it needs to be a business professional dress. All right, business professional, meaning you need to have on a tie, you need to have on some sort of suit, dress shirt, collar, dress shoes, like you professional. Um, the evening shift, like the first half of that shift, you should be business professional. The half end of that shift, feel free to change to business casual. The overnight shift needs to be business casual. Ms. Tiffany has stated that she has seen individuals wearing jeans and regular t-shirts and things of that nature overnight. That's unacceptable. Business casual, not casual. All right, so that is the dress code. Again, like simplistic jewelry. Um, that's the dress code. Pay stubs will now be online. Also, your W-2s will be able to be received online as well through the link and the information I sent out to you all already. So please fill that out. If you have any concerns with that, please let me know, and we can work through that. Also, just in regards to pay, if for some reason there's any pay issues, please contact me immediately. If for some reason you have not been caught up from that May 13th or March 13th mishap, whatever, I can't remember if it was May or March mishap, please contact the bank, record, have them provide you with all the information as to what you have received from campus amenities, so therefore we can have a educated conversation as to what you are owed. Um, if you are still owed anything, I believe everybody is caught up, but I don't want to like miss anybody. Radio checks and shift reports. Radio checks should be executed every shift, just to ensure that the radio is working. Please ensure that the radios are charging and that no one is taking them. Maintenance staff is not to take the walkie-talkies. No one is to take the walkie-talkies unless like Mr. Oliver, Miss Tiffany, Miss Cole taking it for a reason. Utilize them in case of emergency. If for some reason the phones are down, whatever the scenario is, feel free to use them, but use them wisely and in order. Again, shift reports, please be extremely detailed. We've been pretty well with shift reports, but just small errors here and there, and we just want to kind of catch those errors. So please ensure that you are doing everything in third person and not first person. So you're never saying I went, I did. You're always speaking in third person. Also ensure that you are sending our reports in PDF format. So if you're not sure how to do that, we do a save as. Then you can change the file type from Word document to PDF. All right. So that is the shift report. So again, just make sure you're extremely detailed. If you're ever taking a message or you're ever discussing any, like just doing any type of work, make sure you're extremely detailed. Ensure that you have names, you have numbers, you have ID numbers, you have a general idea of what's going on so that you can convey that to whoever you need to convey that to. Also, feel free to convey like any concerns or issues to the staff at College Hall. So if for some reason you're realizing the roster's not in order, like state that to someone so that can be rectified. If you're realizing that people are missing off of the roster, but they've been verified to say that they actually do stay there, then feel free. Okay, give me 1 second. Feel free to state all that so that it can be resolved. I believe that is everything. Oh, also ensure that we've been very professional. So a lot of people, I come to work and I'm like, when I go on the computer, I'm in your email account. So please ensure that you're logging out of all of your stuff so that there's no danger, issue, whatever. All right. That is all I have. Um, all right. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything I need to go over, anything that I didn't touch on in this video that you feel needs to be discussed, please let me know, and I'll either send another email or I will name the video, if depending on how lengthy it needs to be or detailed it needs to be. All right. Thank you.